if tragedy strikes.
I'd walked into the grocery store on a Saturday morning and picked up the newspaper and found her picture on the cover. My heart sank, because I knew right then that she was gone.
Until she's found, we don't know anything. We don't know what to believe, what not to believe. We don't know if she's dead or alive until we have her body.
In the depths of heartbreak lies a shadowy tale that echoes with despair. A young girl, her spirit filled with hope and longing, wanted nothing more than a simple ride to her lover's side. Little did she know that her strong desire would lead her into a dangerous situation, intertwined with the presence of a wicked person. This mysterious individual, with a troubled past and a history of wrongdoing, had managed to escape punishment repeatedly. The curtains of this chilling mystery begin to resolve. The dreadful truth emerges, unveiling a tale both peculiar and devastating. In the midst of this deeply sorrowful story, the desire for justice and the deep pain of broken dreams come together, creating a picture of a life harshly stolen and an evil that defies understanding. Brick Township, located on the Jersey Shore, was home to Brittney Gregory, a 16-year-old with great maturity beyond her age. Living with her parents and 4 siblings, Brittney excelled academically as an A student and had a true passion for education. Her aspirations revolved around becoming a forensic psychologist, driven by her desire to unravel thrillers and solve crimes. On the eerie evening of July 11, 2004, Brittney disappeared without a trace. The clock struck 8 p.m., and she was last seen anxiously seeking a ride to her boyfriend, John's place. Torn by a bitter dispute 2 days earlier, she wanted to fix their fractured bond. However, as night masked the world, Brittney got on a journey from which she never returned. The next day, Brianna, filled with worry, sought comfort in the police station, desperately pleading with the authorities to uncover the mysterious vanishing of her sister. As the sun cast long shadows, detectives Mark Byrne and Elliot Morgan were assigned with the mysterious puzzle that had covered Brittney's fate. The detectives began their investigation by speaking with Brittney's neighbors, interviewing her family, and conducting a search of their home. Enigmatically, Brittney's makeup and phone were discovered left behind, suggesting she either disappeared mysteriously or was forcefully taken. Brianna informed the police about Brittney's 18-year-old boyfriend, John Fitzgerald. According to her, Brittney had learned about John kissing another girl, but she chose to forgive him and desired to reunite. The police reached out to John, requesting his presence at the police station. Described as gently spoken, John appeared actually shocked by Brittney's disappearance. He claimed their last conversation ended hurriedly when Brittney hung up on him. John admitted to their recent fights and revealed his suspicion that Brittney had kissed another boy, leading him to reciprocate with another girl. When asked to undergo a polygraph test, John delayed it to a later date. Due to insufficient evidence involving him, John was released from custody. The investigation produced both promising leads and frustrating dead ends. Next, the police aimed to interview Brittney's close friends, who divulged information about her family's history of drug involvement and the constant flow of people in and out of their house. Seeking further insights, the police revisited Brittney's family. Brittney's father, Joe Dunn, had a lengthy history of drug abuse. According to her friends, the house was frequented by questionable individuals associated with Joe. The police inquired about the people who had been present at the house when Brittney vanished. Bobby Joe, Brittney's sister, mentioned her ex-boyfriend, Tony, who had displayed extreme friendliness towards Brittney, leading to their breakup. When the police approached Tony, he provided an explanation of being at home with his new girlfriend during the crucial time. While not completely cleared, Tony was no longer a primary suspect. The case reached a standstill until a spy surfaced, offering valuable information about a new person of interest. The informant disclosed the name Jack Fuller, a 38-year-old habitual offender associated with Joe, Brittney's father. The informant claimed that Jack had confessed to injuring his back while engaging in evil activities in the sand, resulting in the demise of a young girl. Upon witnessing Brittney's disappearance reported in the news, the informant felt compelled to come forward, urging the authorities to investigate further. On July 16, 2004, the informant planned to meet Jack at a convenience store. They were prepared with a secret recording device, while the police watched closely. In New Jersey, it's allowed to record conversations as long as one person involved agrees. Disappointingly, Jack refrained from revealing any specific details regarding Brittney or the location where he might have caused her harm. However, he disturbingly mentioned his intention to target another individual, Tommy, who happened to be present on that tragic night and possessed crucial knowledge as the last person to see Brittney. This particular Tommy was identified as Tommy Long, yet another individual with a criminal background and a childhood companion of Jack. The police faced a race against time to locate Tommy before Jack could reach him, understanding the urgency of gathering vital information to solve Brittney's haunting disappearance. Following the informant's meeting with Jack, the police took swift action by placing Tommy under surveillance. Their observation led them to a shocking discovery. Jack, shortly after the meeting, arrived at Tommy's location. To their surprise, they found Jack's abandoned car, but their observation paid off as Jack reappeared minutes later, carrying a gasoline canister. Therefore, he was apprehended on suspicion of committing Brittney's murder and taken into custody at the police station. Luckily, Tommy Long was found alive, ensuring his well-being. Subsequently, he was brought in for questioning by the authorities as part of their ongoing investigation. Initially, Tommy remained reluctant to cooperate with the police. However, everything changed when they played the conversation between Jack and the informant, revealing Jack's intentions to harm Tommy. Overwhelmed by the evidence, Tommy decided to disclose everything he knew. According to Tommy's account, he and Jack were driving together on July 11th when they made an impromptu visit to Joe Dunn's place. Jack entered the premises, leaving Tommy waiting in the car. Moments later, Jack informed Tommy that he was dropping him off. However, before they departed, Brittney all of a sudden got into Jack's vehicle. When confronted with this information, Jack strongly denied any knowledge of the events mentioned and promptly requested legal representation. While the police were persistently attempting to elicit a confession from Jack, an additional witness stepped forward. A woman contacted the authorities and revealed that she had been abducted by Jack in the past. Notably, she claimed to have insight into the possible whereabouts of Brittney. The woman, who struggled with drug addiction, had been held captive by Jack for several months until she managed to escape. According to her, Jack had a preferred location in Lakewood, New Jersey, where he indulged in drug use. Nearly 2 weeks following Brittney's disappearance, a search team was dispatched to the area described by the woman. The operation involved state police, neighboring law enforcement agencies, and trained search dogs. During the search, a shocking discovery was made: a body of a female, identifiable by a necklace bearing the name Brittney, with an arm visible.
It was just hundreds of law enforcement officers searching multiple locations. We had airplanes from the FBI, we had Coast Guard helicopters. We had whatever we needed that we thought was going to help find her.
Drastically, Jack's car was observed at the crime scene around the time of the murder. An officer had encountered the vehicle, and Jack provided an alibi, claiming that his dog was missing. The matter was not pursued further at that time. Additionally, Jack's car underwent forensic examination, which revealed traces of Brittney's blood inside. Alongside witness proof and Jack's voice captured on the recorded tape, these pieces of evidence solidified his arrest. Tragically, on the night of her disappearance, Brittney had simply sought a ride to her boyfriend's place. However, her anger ignited when Jack began smoking crack. In the ensuing confrontation, Jack grew enraged and resorted to violence, heartlessly beating Brittney to death. Subsequently, he cruelly removed her clothing and buried her lifeless body. On October 18, 2005, Jack Fuller admitted his guilt in the murder of Brittney. He pleaded guilty and received a sentence of 30 years in prison. With no chance of conditional release, Brittney's family holds doubts about Jack's account of the events surrounding her death. They question why her clothes were removed before she was buried, although there were no evident signs of sexual assault. In 2008, Brick Memorial High School, the educational institution Brittney attended, established a forensics program in her memory. This plan aimed to honor Brittney's aspirations, as she had expressed in her journal her desire to solve crimes and assist others in need. As the story ends, the remaining questions remain unanswered, leaving a sense of mystery and heartbreak. The once bright innocence of a young girl had been disastrously taken away, lost in the grasp of something perplexingly dark. The search for truth and justice continues, filling hearts with sadness and a longing for closure. The tale weaves together the pain of shattered dreams, reminding us of the hidden dangers that can touch the lives of the naive. Despite the despair, There is a trace of hope as communities join hands to honor her memory and strive for a future where such mysteries find resolution. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.